Hi everyone, my name is April Ann Jimenez, and today I'll be presenting my report about the continent of Australia. And this presentation includes the general continent information, such as location in the world, wherein it is in the southern hemisphere and the eastern hemisphere. It lies southeast of Asia and is surrounded by oceans on all sides, and it is considered the smallest continent in the world. And surrounding oceans and nearby places. To the west lies the Indian Ocean, to the east lies the Pacific Ocean, to the south lies the Southern Ocean, and Antarctica is further south beyond that. To the north are the countries of Indonesia, Papua New Guinea, and Timor-Leste across the Arafura and Torres Strait waters. And the size of the continent, it covers an area of approximately 8.6 million square kilometers, making it the smallest continent. And the population is about 26 million people as of 2024. Most people live in coastal cities, especially along the eastern and southern east shores. And the language is spoken. Um, primary The primary language spoken across the continent is English, but there are many indigenous languages spoken by Aboriginal Australians and Torres Strait Islanders, although many of these are endangered. So English is the language used in government, education, and daily life. And for this celebration, this is the first celebration. They have Australia Day, explanation and history. It is celebrated every January 26th to mark the arrival of the first fleet of British ships at Port Jackson, New South Wales in 1788. It is recognized as the day the British flag was raised and the colony of New South Wales was established. And where it is celebrated, it is celebrated Australia-wide in all states and territories. Why it is celebrated and who celebrates it? It is celebrated as the National Day of Australia to reflect on the country's history, culture, and achievements. However, it's important to note that for many Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander peoples, this day is known as Invasion Day of Survival Day because it represents the beginning of colonization and loss of indigenous culture and land. So, how it is celebrated through citizenship ceremonies, parades, and fireworks, cultural performances, and community barbecues, and indigenous protests and reflection events, and incorporating it into an early learning environment through reading children's books that respectfully acknowledge Aboriginal history and voices, use age-appropriate discussions to introduce concepts of community and belonging, celebrate diversity and inclusion rather than colonization, and encourage children to make flags of paint using Aboriginal art and techniques. So that's the first celebration. The second celebration is Naidokwik, National Aboriginal and Islander Day Observance Committee Week. And the third celebration is Christmas in Australia. So here is the activity plan for the presented activity. So I chose the activity named Beach Themed Christmas Card Craft. So this is my activity planning sheet, the first page of the planning sheet which includes how this activity will be done or facilitated, and including the objectives and the goals and all the materials needed and how children are expected to be involved. So my activity is again is named Beach Themed Christmas Card Craft. So, this activity allows children to create handmade Christmas cards inspired by how Australians celebrate Christmas in the summer. So, using beach themed elements like the sun, waves, and Australian animals, children express their creativity while learning about cultural diversity. It supports fine motor skills, artistic expression, and social emotional development through the act of giving and sharing. And this is the sample I made, like the sample output or the expected